They told you all you need is to work hard and be kind, and opportunities will find you. You heard it from your boss, your friends, those best-selling books stacked at the front of every bookstore, and you believed it. You believed it so deeply that you spent years staying late, fixing your co-workers' problems, taking on the tasks no one wanted, just to prove your worth. In this world, the knife rarely comes from the one holding it. It comes from the smiling hand, not out of cruelty, but because humans act in their own interest. And sometimes that interest has no room for your existence. Think back. The last time you gave everything to help someone, and they overlooked you the moment a better opportunity came. That wasn't betrayal. That was nature. And if you still hold on to the belief that being good, hardworking, and kind will guarantee recognition, you will continue to be ignored. This is Machiavelli's 9 laws of silent power on Machiavelli philosophy, where silence becomes a strike no one sees coming. Are you ready to learn why the kind are devoured and the cold are respected? Then stay until the end, because what you're about to hear will change how you walk into every room for the rest of your life. We begin now with Law 1, the one that turns you from prey into predator. The weak fear missing out, so they jump at everything. A new project, a new connection, a new offer. They dive in like it's the last chance they'll ever get, but the powerful are different. They know opportunity isn't something you chase, it's something that arrives when you've already made yourself undeniable. A predator doesn't chase every target on the road. It selects, it stalks, it waits, and when it strikes, it rarely misses. Cesare Borgia, one of the great power tacticians of the Renaissance, once discovered a traitor in his ranks. He didn't punish him right away. He waited. He let the man feel safe. He let him make bigger mistakes, and only when the evidence was undeniable, Borgia acted. Quick, clean, no questions left. The same principle rules business. A skilled negotiator never closes a deal while the other side still hesitates. They wait. They make themselves the only rational choice, so when the deal is signed, it's irreversible. This plays out in life too. You've seen someone confess their feelings too early, only to get rejected for being predictable. Meanwhile, another person says less, leaves traces. Every encounter makes them more magnetic. Or, in the office, you know the co-worker who volunteers for everything, burns out, loses respect when their results fall short. But the one who observes, waits, chooses the right moment, they pick the right battles. And every move they make lands. The lesson is simple. Power doesn't come from reaction. It comes from patient calculation. But beware, wait too long, someone else takes your place. Act too fast, you become easy to read and easy to discard. Power doesn't chase, power stalks. And for patience to reach its full strength, you must learn one more principle: how to make your silence something they fear. In a world where everyone reacts instantly to everything, from a rude comment online to a challenge in a meeting, silence has become a rare form of power. When you don't respond right away, you force others to guess, to wonder, and that uncertainty creates pressure. George Washington understood this. During the Revolutionary War, he often stayed silent when criticized by his own side. He let doubters talk, reveal themselves, and when he finally spoke, his words carried undeniable weight. The same principle works in everyday life. Picture this: you're in a meeting. Someone publicly attacks your idea. Most people would jump to defend themselves, argue, explain. But someone who understands power waits, stays quiet for a few seconds, holds eye contact, then responds with one line, or says nothing at all. Suddenly, the entire room is thinking, why didn't he respond? What is he thinking? Is he planning something I don't see? In the age of social media, this becomes even more powerful. When someone attacks you publicly, your first instinct is to explain, to defend, to write a long post clearing your name. But the moment you do, you look weaker, and you give them more attention. The one who holds power stays silent or replies with a single controlled sentence, then disappears. Now people are curious. Now they fill in the blanks, and mystery is always more powerful than explanation. The lesson is simple. If you can control your reactions, you control the frame. But use caution. Too much silence can look like weakness or indifference. The real strength lies in knowing when to speak and when to let others drown in the weight of your silence. Power doesn't react, power dictates the tempo. And once you control the tempo, you'll realize one truth. Power is never given, it's taken. An enemy cannot destroy a plan they don't know exists. In strategy, the most dangerous flaw isn't a bad plan. It's a plan revealed too soon. Once people know your moves, they prepare, they counter, they sabotage. Secrecy isn't just protection, it's control. Napoleon Bonaparte mastered this. He once leaked false information about the direction of his army. The enemy shifted their forces toward the wrong front. Meanwhile, Napoleon attacked the real weak point. The battle was won before it began. Today, this principle extends far beyond the battlefield. In business, when you share 100% of your ideas, especially online, you hand people the tools to copy you, outrun you, or quietly block you. A smart entrepreneur reveals just enough to build interest or trust, but keeps the core hidden until launch. It's the same in personal relationships. You don't need to reveal every detail of your plans or emotions to someone you just met. In romance, mystery creates pursuit. In friendship, withholding part of your story protects it from being passed around. But be careful. Excessive secrecy has risks. If your allies feel excluded, they may start to doubt you. Power lies in selective disclosure, knowing who needs to know and when. The lesson is sharp. Every detail you reveal is a bullet you hand to the opposition. Make sure you're handing out blanks, not live rounds. Power doesn't reveal, power misdirects. And to execute this principle at the highest level, you must first eliminate one dangerous urge: the need to be understood. The desire to be understood is a hidden plea for permission to exist. When you explain every decision, you're silently telling the world, I need your approval to justify my presence. And the moment you do that, you hand over the power to define your worth. Powerful people don't seek validation through words. They let results speak. Nikola Tesla understood this. For years, he was mocked, doubted, and dismissed. He didn't chase critics. He kept building, from alternating current to wireless transmission, until his work became undeniable. By then, explanations were irrelevant. This principle applies everywhere. In the workplace, if you're executing a major strategy, explaining every step to keep the peace doesn't protect you. It weakens your authority and invites interference. Silence protects position until the result is strong enough to announce itself. On social media, this law is even sharper. If someone attacks you publicly, responding with a long explanation only makes you look defensive and amplifies their voice. The one who holds power replies with silence or a single sharp sentence. They force others to guess. That uncertainty becomes your armor. Most people make the same mistake. They explain not because it's misunderstood, but here's the truth. It's better to be misunderstood than to be seen as weak. The more you chase being understood, the more you lower yourself to the level of those who doubt you. The lesson is simple. Burn the need to be understood and you reclaim control of the narrative. Power doesn't explain, power delivers. And once you learn that only outcomes matter, it's time to master the next rule: how to turn your emotions into weapons instead of weaknesses. Emotion is a weapon. If you hold it, you control the game. If it holds you, you've already lost. Most people think power means having no emotion. That's a dangerous misunderstanding. Emotion isn't something to eliminate. It's something to wield as a tool. The powerful don't let anger or fear dictate their decisions. They observe it, study it, and turn it into calculated action. Warren Buffett is living proof. While the financial markets shake with panic, While everyday investors rush to sell, Buffett stays calm, waits, and buys when fear peaks. He's not emotionless. He simply doesn't let emotions move his hand on the board. In everyday life, this means when someone insults you, you don't strike back instantly. You don't react. You wait and turn your anger into a strategy that exposes their weakness at a time they least expect it. On social media, the rule is even clearer. When someone attacks you online, writing a long emotional post to defend yourself only makes you look weak and drives more attention their way. The strategist stays silent or replies with one sentence, sometimes just a smirk, letting the story shift in a direction they can't control. That calm silence removes their footing while you stay firmly in your power. The common mistake? Suppressing emotion, pretending it's not there, until it builds up and explodes. That's not strength, that's volatility. And in the game of power, the predictable one is the easiest to eliminate. The lesson is simple. Don't let emotion turn you into prey. Turn it into a weapon. Power doesn't feel first. Power acts last. And once you've mastered that, it's time to learn how to make your presence something no one ever takes for granted again. Let them think you disappeared, then return like a ghost to dominate. In a world where everyone's trying to be seen every second just to prove they're doing something, your silence becomes a rare weapon. When you vanish from the noise, you reclaim two things: focus and mystery. Building in silence means hiding your movements, keeping your direction unreadable, letting others guess while you sharpen. Jeff Bezos did this with Amazon Web Services. No hype, no media storm. For years, AWS was developed in silence. By the time it launched, it had already become a massive force. By the time the competition noticed, they were already too late. The same principle applies to your own life. If you're learning a new skill, don't post about it daily to prove you're improving. Let your progress accumulate in the dark. And when you return, your growth should be so undeniable because the next video is the Machiavelli law for handling betrayal. We've all seen the influencers who live stream daily, who post constantly until their presence becomes background noise. You know they're there, but you stop caring. Now think about the ones who rarely appear, but when they do, you drop everything to see what changed. That's not hype, that's gravity. But don't vanish forever. Disappear too long without delivering something powerful, and you lose relevance. This strategy isn't hiding, it's choosing the exact moment to strike so that every return feels like an earthquake. The lesson? If everyone knows what you're doing at all times, you've already given away your path. Power doesn't broadcast, power emerges. And once you've mastered your timing, it's time to weaponize your presence, to turn it into a reward. Only the worthy get to experience. The harder you are to reach, the more you're worth. Your value doesn't just come from what you do. It comes from who can reach you and, more importantly, who can't. In power, access is everything. Controlling access is how you protect the throne. Not everyone deserves to walk into the palace. Smart people understand that every conversation, every handshake, every meeting costs time and energy. And those are the only two currencies you can never buy back. Top CEOs don't make time for everyone. They meet with the people who move billion-dollar outcomes. Jeff Bezos once said, his calendar prioritizes decisions that move billions. Everything else? It's delegated. In everyday life, the same law applies. You don't give your time to the chronically negative. You don't hand your attention to the emotionally needy. You don't allow energy vampires to drain your mental battery, even online. This rule holds. If you reply instantly to every message, react to every comment, and stay always available, you're silently announcing to the world, I'm not doing anything important. Scarcity kills gravity, scarcity builds it. When you respond with intention, when you appear selectively, when you maintain distance, your presence gains weight. The common mistake? Thinking that being available equals being kind. But if everyone can touch you, You're no longer a treasure. You're just a product on display. Let access to you feel like a reward, not a default. Power doesn't open. Power filters. And once you've learned to guard your gates, you're ready for the final principle. The one that turns your presence into a silent threat. The highest form of power isn't the move you make, it's being the board everyone else plays on. At this level, you're no longer a player in the game, you are the game. You are the rulebook others must follow if they want to survive. This is when your presence starts shaping the behavior of the entire room. Elon Musk is the clearest example. He doesn't just enter existing industries, he creates the gravity that pulls industries around him. Electric cars with Tesla, space with SpaceX, artificial intelligence, finance, defense. When you are the board, every move made by others must factor you in, whether they like you or not. But here's the biggest mistake people make at the top. They think it's over. In reality, when you become a source of power, all eyes turn to you. Some to admire, most to dethrone. And that means one thing. You must constantly reinforce your position, guard your power frame, and never let others feel like you can be replaced. The lesson? When you are the game, no one can remove you, unless you remove yourself. Power doesn't join the game. Power is the game. You've just learned Machiavelli's 9 laws of silent power. From predator-level observation to becoming the final strategy no one can play without. If you apply this correctly, you won't need to ask for respect. It will find you. This is Machiavelli philosophy, where I give you cold, precise strategies to walk into any room with quiet control. If this video hit you, like it, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe with the bell icon so you never miss the next law. Because the next video is the Machiavellian law for handling betrayal. You won't want to miss it.